I don't know how much you drink, but when someone puts a coin in your drink,
Hey.
you got to finish it.
Right, so before I get started, got to touch on the moustache.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a pretty hot topic at the World Cup, and it has been since you started growing it. At what point did you wake up and go, my face needs a friend?
I don't know. I kind of looking back, I've always had a moustache in the season I've played at some point, but never have I kept it. And I thought, you know what? What happens after about a month or two? It gets a bit longer.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And
really.
it curls up a little bit?
Yeah, it curls up a little. But no, I had a fancy dress, and it was Peaky Blinders themed. So I went with the tash, trying to be Arthur. Consider myself a bit of an Arthur.
Right, let's get into a bit of rugby. Now, the last time we spoke was about 18 months ago. We spoke about you playing for Australia again, and that ship had kind of sailed because you'd come over to the Premiership and rules are rules. And then all of a sudden it changed, and you're playing in the Rugby Championship, you're then off to the World Cup. How did that all come about?
I think it come on the back of joining a really good club, a club that's doing well. We've had some success over the last couple of years, and just being part of that has helped me. Obviously, the club and the coaches have developed my game to a point where I kind of thought that ship had sailed. Australian rugby hadn't spoken to me for a couple of years, especially while I was in France and getting here. Kind of hoped that they would come calling, but I'd kind of gone back to Australia after my first year here, and said to my wife on the way back, I said, that's it. I think I've finally realised that that I'll never play Test footy again. And about a month later, I got a call. Moving
on to you playing for Australia, and you played against New Zealand in Perth. That was a pretty incredible game. You guys gave the All Blacks, not many teams do it, but you gave the All Blacks a bit of a hiding. You had an unbelievable performance. Talk us through the try.
What, the one where I followed Samu Karevi, he bumped off about like 6 people and then just lofted the ball up and goes,
but after
you have it.
You were pretty pumped.
Yeah, I was. Playing the All Blacks is always something pretty special. At that point, that try was kind of sending us on our way a little bit. Pretty pumped.
Moving on to the World Cup, and you guys got knocked out in the quarterfinals. You played against England. Were you guys confident going into that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Felt we could win. We just, to be honest, like the way the game was going, when it kind of just after half time, at 50th minute mark, there was a point in it. We just scored, and I was kind of feeling like, here we go, like
this could be it.
This could be it. Yeah. Yep. And we had moments in those games, but they had their moments, and they just came out on top. And I think they were just the better team on the day. They were a little bit more clinical, but that's just the way it goes.
It is. Did you get any stick from the Exeter boys in the England squad, or was it all friendly banter?
A little bit of stick going in to the game, not so much after, and I think that's just kind of how we are. We're pretty close at Exeter, so I let them know what flights were leaving Japan on the Monday. Back to England. Little did I know I'd be on it, but after the game, credit to those guys. I was down in the sheds, pretty upset, and they came in and saw me, made sure I was all right, and I wished them the best, and kind of hoped they'd go on. If it wasn't me, I'd hoped it was them, but they came up short as well.
So I've heard after the quarter-final loss, I heard a little rumour about you might have got on the phone to a certain Scottish player. Is that correct?
I did.
Can you talk us through that?
I'd had a few drinks, and I thought, who's a bloke that knows, got a bit of experience in losing in the World Cup and getting back to Exeter and getting straight back into it. So I thought, I've never met the bloke, but...
So you'd never met him before that, or you'd never spoken to him?
I'd never met Stuart Hogg before that, no. And I had his number through kind of team stuff here at the Chiefs. So I gave him a FaceTime, and he didn't answer. So I FaceTime again, he didn't answer. So I sent him a video and just said, hey mate, you've got a bit of experience in getting kicked out of the World Cup and getting back to Chiefs. Like, what's it like? Will I get over it? And then he called back and we had a chat in my state.
So he took it pretty well.
I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty early for him.
Yeah.
In the morning, but yeah, no, he's a good guy, and yeah, what a way to introduce yourself to a bloke about 10 beers deep, slurring my words, and.
What's it like having someone like that at Exeter? Because he's a phenomenal player, isn't he?
Mate, awesome. He's stardust. He is. You know, the quality he brings is pretty special, and I think guys like him just have like a bit of an aura about them. Yeah. You know, you go out onto the field and you feel a little bit, you know, kind of not invincible, but you know, like you got a bit more confidence about you.
Oh, he's on our team, so we're going to be all right today.
They kicked it. It's all right. Stuart will get it. We'll bring it back somewhere up here. So.
Yeah,
he helps, and I think just the type of guy he is as well. Chiefs is big about that, that type of personality and type of guys, and he's a legend. So, you know, he's fit right in, and you know, anyone who can take the stick that he did from the English about losing to Japan, well then, fair play to him.
So you're off at the end of the season, definitely off. No chance of you staying? The rules are rules, I know that. But does that make you even more determined to pick up that Premiership winners medal as well as that Champions Cup winners medal?
Yeah, I think it does. I'd like to think I was pretty determined already.
Yeah,
but yeah, you do kind of get that feeling of
this could be my last chance.
Yeah, this could be my last chance, and you don't want to leave anything kind of any stone unturned. So yeah, it's kind of makes each week kind of a bit special as well, knowing that, you know, this will be the last time I play this team here, and you know what I mean, like that sort of stuff. So you kind of, I guess, appreciate it a little bit more. But also there is a little bit of that anxiety and stress of like, this could be last crack at it, so I want to make sure it's a good one. So in terms of my prep, that makes it a little bit easier to make sure I'm doing all the right things. Cheers.
Cheers. Done it? No, maybe not. Or do I have to?
All right, it's down.
I've got to go back to work, mate.
I literally had a sip.